Thank you to my donors for supporting the channel. The link to my Ko-fi is in the description below. Most of the best friends I've ever had have been recent developments, since 2019 or so. This realization got me thinking about why some of my past friendships didn't work out, and I'd like to take a moment to tell the story of my best friend from college, whom we'll call B. B and I met in an LGBT club, and we quickly became inseparable. Early in our friendship, B asked me out, and I turned them down because I didn't like them in that way. B was disappointed, but our friendship survived, and we even became roommates for a while. Actually, the reason why we became roommates is tangentially related to what ultimately went wrong and why our friendship ended. I've always been very feminine, so I tend to fly under the gaydar, but B was much more visibly queer and a much more obvious target on a conservative college campus in a small southern town. The reason why we became roommates is that their old roommates decided to destroy some of their queer movie posters, which is, of course, a hate crime. So we moved in together, and our relationship went from close to constant. We were as thick as thieves, and this whole time, B carried a torch for me. Over the next 2 years, they'd constantly make comments like, I bet the store clerk thought that we were a couple, when I didn't want the store clerk to think that we were a couple, or anybody for that matter, or would tell me that my outfit looked gay when they knew that wasn't the look that I was going for. Things came to a head our junior year when we were on our way home from Pride with a third friend whom we'll call Jolene. So we were all talking about who we liked, and B mentioned how they really liked all of these visibly queer, genderqueer people that they'd met at Pride. And as we were pulling up to the dorms, Jolene mentioned that she really liked ultra-feminine women, or her words were like they looked straight kind of ultra-feminine women. And I was like, oh my god, me too. Because I never really felt comfortable saying as much around B. I always thought they'd feel some kind of way about it. But Jolene had just said as much, and B didn't seem to think anything of it. So yeah, me too. So we pull up to the dorms, and Jolene gets out, and B turns to me and says, I knew it. They then explained that they'd manipulated the conversation to get me to admit that I discriminated when it came to who I dated. And I'll say now, like I said back then, yeah, I do. Everyone does. And it's too bad for B that they weren't my type, but it's not my fault or anything I did wrong, and this whole gotcha scheme was way out of line. Things snowballed from there, and we went our separate ways. But I think about that relationship from time to time because I learned something valuable from it. You can't let other people's feelings for you or opinions of you dictate who you feel like you should be attracted to. One of the things that elevates a friendship to a romantic relationship is a certain amount of chemistry and attraction, and it's very normal and very okay to want that.